Hi, good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining this session. Today we'll be showing you a quick demo of the new leave module we've added in ListLog. So this feature is built to make it easier for users to apply for a leave and for the admins and managers to review and approve, all from one place. So in case you have any questions, feel free to note them down, and we'll have a Q&A session once the demo is completed. So let's get started. Let me share my screen with you. Okay. So this is the web or the admin panel of ListLog. Here, if you could see, you'll see a leave module. So on clicking this, you will be taken to the leave module screen where you can manage all your leave related activities. So before we get into the session, here's a quick look at what you can do in the leave module. So in this leave module, you can apply for a leave, approve or reject your leave request, view the leave balances for each employee, set up leave policies and leave types, configure approval levels for each leave type, and then you define the working days and holidays for your organization. So these are the major features that we have in with respect to leave module. So the screen which you are seeing over here is the leave request page where all the leave requests that are submitted will be listed here. And an employee can also apply for a leave from this page. So to apply for a leave, we just click on the apply leave button here. And here a sidebar will open where it will contain all the form fields that you have to enter to submit a particular leave request. So the first field that we have over here is the username. So the person who's applying for the leave, which is autofilled. So if I have logged in, then my name is popped up there directly. The next thing that we need to choose over here is the leave type. What type of leave it is? If it's a sick leave, a casual leave, or it's a permission. So based on your organization, once the leave types are created, it will be listed over here. And here we have different types. A leave type can be created based on the days or based on hours. For example, if I'm taking a permission for 2 hours, then I choose the permissions, and based on that I will be able to apply for a leave. So here I'm going with casual leave. And the next field that you need to fill in is the from and to field. So which basically means from which date you are applying for the leave until which day you want. The leave duration is what we are going to define here. So I am choosing the particular date and the day type, whether it's a full day or if I'm taking a half a day leave. Even if it's half a day, we need to define which is the first half and second half, right? So based on that, we will be able to choose. And additionally, if needed, we can add a reason to why the leave is being taken, and any supporting documents are required for this particular leave type can be added. So once all this form field is filled, we can click on submit to raise the leave request. So once the leave request is submitted, the status of it will be pending by default. So here we've categorized the leave request based on the duration. So if there is a leave request that is created based on days, it will be available under this tab called leave request, and permissions are created separately. So if I'm taking 1 hour or 2 hour permission, that can be viewed separately in the same module. So to view the details of this particular leave request, I can either click on this request ID available, or through the actions button, I can click on view. So on clicking on this, I'll be able to view the additional details or any extra information is there I want to see, I can view it here. So in this, if you could see, we have all the details of the leave, the form field that is available in this section. And under this, we have three more categories: attachments, notes, and activities. So attachments is a place where if any attachments are attached for the particular leave type by the user, will be able to see. And if they are going to attach it later, that also can be done here. Notes is a place where you can add additional notes to this. For example, I'm not approving this request as of now. I can create a note and update it here. The next is the activities where the status of this particular request is maintained. So here, once the leave request is created, that will be shown. If it is updated, it will be shown. If it is approved or rejected, it will be shown. So it will contain the date and time. So here it will contain the date and time along with which person has made these changes to this particular leave request. So along with this, we have few actions that is available based on the roles. So whoever has access to update the request status, for them these statuses will be shown. So the status that we have over here is approve, reject, mark as LOP, and on hold. So approve is saying okay, you can take this leave. Rejecting is we are rejecting this particular leave request that is being raised by an employee. What is mark as LOP is it is loss of pay. So this option is used when the leave is taking, like when they don't have a specific leave balance or any other specific reason that is required, they can mark it as LOP, but the leave balance will not be affected in this case. Next is on hold. So on hold is an option that is given where so on hold is a way to indicate that the approver has actually seen that request, but they are yet to decide whether they are going to approve this particular request or reject this particular request. It's kind of an acknowledgement here, so that they keep track of all the requests that we have. So these are the options that we have for updating the particular leave request. So next, let's look at the leave balance section. So to view this, we go to the menu, and under the menu we have leave balance. So here you'll see the leave balance for each user, and it will be categorized based on each leave type. So here if you see we had leave types such as casual leave, sick leave, and permissions, right? So the leave balances that is available for each user can be viewed here, and how much they've used. So through this, every employee, the manager or the HR, they can keep track of the leave balances that is available for every employees to plan accordingly. So now let's explore the leave settings. So leave settings is a place where you can configure various types for leaves. So to navigate through this particular section, we go to the actions and choose leave settings. So this settings is categorized into six main categories so that we can configure leave module based on every company's needs. So the six categories here is leave type. So you create your new leave type and set configurations for that. Next is holidays, where where you enter the days which are holidays for your company, and you define the working days. That is the tab 3. Fourth tab is approvals tab, where we define who can approve the leave requests, and if there are any levels of approvals that can be defined over here. Next is the form and fields, where the leave form, that is the form which the employees are going to use to raise a request, can be customized, and advanced settings which require additional rule settings for this leave module. So we will see all this one by one. So let's create a leave type now. So under this leave type, it is categorized into four tabs here, or we have four steps. So the first step that we have over here is the basic information. So where we define what is the leave type here. So let's say this is a maternity leave. We can add the description, which is solely for the admin or the HR person or the manager who's creating this leave to identify what leave type. Categories, whether it is a paid leave or an unpaid leave. So this category also can be defined here. Next, we define whether this can be applied in days or in hours. So, like I said, we have permissions where these permissions can be applied only in hours because we take only 1 hour or 2 hours permission. If it goes beyond 4 to 5 hours, it is considered as half day. So, we will be considering that in days. So, for this leave, we define what is the whether it's a day or it can be applied in hours. And finally, we choose the effective from date. So from when this particular leave type will be effective. So if I'm going to choose 7th of June, then this leave type will be shown to the users who are going to create a leave type. Under that, this will be shown only from tomorrow because tomorrow is June 7th. So if I want to have a leave type created for after a month only, it has to be shown. From then I can choose the effective date. So we also have an option called add end date. So if there is a seasonal leave type that I want to give, then I will enter the end date. So only for that particular period, that leave type will be visible to the users. So the next step that we have is the allocation setup. So here what we will do is we will define how much leave, when the leave balance gets credited, when it will be reset, and based on the experience, how I want to credit it to every employee of my organization. So that these are the four functions that we will be seeing under allocation setup. So the first thing over here is we will define when it has to be credited. Whether you want to give all the leave balances for your employees, month on month you want them to want that to be credited, or every year on year you want it to be credited, or weekly you want it to be credited, or one time setup. So that is these are the options that we have here. So weekly, monthly, yearly, half yearly, quarterly, or one time. So if I'm choosing yearly here, then I get to choose on which particular day and month it has to be credited. So based on your organization's needs, this will be differing, because certain organizations and certain leave types, it will be month on month, certain will be year on year. So based on that, this can be updated. Once this is set, we can set how many days should be credited. So on every 1st of January, this particular leave type should be given 12 days. It will be credited to an employee. So this will be like the common number of days that is given for every employees. Now we will have a condition here. So you would want to give experience based leave. So based on the user experience in your company, you would want to change the number of days that every employee has to have. So to set up that, we will enable this experience based leave balances, where we will get a range here. So from this, we will say 0 to 1 years, I want them to have 10 days of leave. Next, I will create another range and I will say I want them to have 15 days of leave. So similarly, for based on every experience range, you can enter the leave balance. The second step that we have over here is carryover. So carryover defines how much leave can be carried over. That is, if I have unused leave for this particular year or for a particular month, out of that unused leave, how much I can carry over to the next month or the next year or for the next defined period, how much I can carry. Along with that, I will be able to define what is the maximum leave balance I can maintain, because I will have unused leave. I'm able to carry forward that, and year on year, I'm going to get leave credited. So this accumulation will keep taking place. So somewhere we need to put a stop to saying this is the maximum balance you can have, irrespective of how much is carried over and how much is being credited. So that can be defined under maximum leave balance. And this also can be done based on experience ranges. Next is leave credit calculation. So now we saw when it will be credited based on the experience range, how much has to be credited. Here we will say when, like, how much will be credited, as in from when the leave type is credited, whether that full leave type will be given, or there will be only like partial amount given. For example, here we have it as prorate and full credit. So if I'm choosing full credit, irrespective of when this leave type is created, whether I'm creating it on the 1st of January, or I'm creating this leave type in the mid of August, uh, the number of days that will be given to every employee will be equal. So if a person is having 0 to 1 year experience, also they'll have 10 days. The next level of experience, they'll have 15 days. But if I give pro rate, then only for the balance period that is available, they will get the leave credited. So through this particular functionality, we will classify every user. So if a person is joining, let's say almost when the year is going to end, they should not be eligible to get the full 10 days of credit here, which will be equivalent to the already existing employee. So that is why we have this prorate and full credit option. Through this, we define the exact number of days based on the date of joining. Next is the resetting the balance. So the accumulation should be stopped somewhere, right? So there we will say when it should be resetted. So every year, if I'm crediting it on the 1st of January, here I can define yearly on which month and which day I want it to reset. So I can choose last day and I can say December. So if my company is like functioning from January to December, then I will say 1st of January, let all the leave get credited, and the end of December, let everything be resetted, so that there is no accumulation happening in this case. So once this allocation setup is done, next you can define to which user, which department, which location, which role and employment type this leave type is applicable. So there could be leave types which are applicable only to specific employees or to specific locations. So if it is a regional holiday and that regional holiday could be optional. So such holidays are applicable only to certain locations. So if I'm creating a leave type like that, then I can choose to which location it will be applicable to. So this allows us to categorize the leave types within various categories here. So the last and final step that we have to create a leave type is restrictions. So here you can set rules to control how the leave can be applied. So the first category we have over here is the date restriction. So the first three restriction is whether a user can apply for a leave on the same day. So if today I've planned to take a leave, if this particular leave type eligible to be applied today itself. The next restriction that we have is how many days before the leave start date I can apply. So, if at all I'm having a casual leave, I want my employees to make sure that they apply it at least 1 week prior to that. So, if they are applying less than 7 days, they will not be able to submit that particular request. So, that is the second restriction. And the next restriction that we have over here is after the leave they've taken, let's say they haven't applied for that leave, now they've taken the leave. So example, sick leave. So sick leaves are taken and now they have to approve a request so to make sure that the balance is maintained. So if they have to apply for that particular sick leave from the date when they've taken the leave, within 10 days they should apply for the leave. So if they try to apply leave on the 11th day, then it will say you cannot apply for this leave because you're restricted from applying. So this restriction is not mandatory. If it's not required for your organization, we can very well turn off this particular configuration. The next set of restrictions that we have is what is the maximum and minimum dates I'll be allowed to take. So how many days in between, like consecutive days, how many days I can take. If it's a casual leave, I want to restrict that my users can take only 3 days of casual leave together, like 14, 15, and 16th of June, like that. And also I can restrict how many requests I can get in the particular month or for a particular week. So if I want my users to take only casual leaves for the whole month, I can define that. If they in the same month, if they try to take the casual leave for the third time, they will not be allowed to submit that particular request. The next section that we have is approval rules. So there are cases where we would require special approvals. Let's say they are taking a medical leave for a one month. So apart from the reporting manager, there should be someone who approves this also. So in that case, I can enable special approver and I can say if this particular leave types exceed so many days, let's say 30 days, then they have to get approval from one specified person. So all the users will be listed over here and I can choose from which user they have to get the approval also. The next approval is for canceling a leave request. So there could be cases where users apply for a leave, it would get approved, but there could be change of plans or any scenarios where they would have to cancel the leave. So at that time, if they're raising this cancellation request, is it required to get approval? So if it is a yes, then we can set up who has the authority to approve the cancellation request. The last and final point that we have to create a leave type is to make file upload mandatory or not. So when we try to create a leave type, we saw a section where we can add attachments. So for certain leave types, if it is mandatory to upload the attachment, we can enable this and say a condition. If it is crossing so many days, mandatory, the file upload is mandatory. For example, if a sick leave is taken for 1 week, I would require them to submit a medical certificate. So in that case, I will say this field is mandatory if you submit such kind of request. So once all this is done, you can save and your leave type is created. So all the leave types will be created here. It will be shown. If it is not required for your organization, you can just simply turn this off and it will be disabled. So once it's disabled from the leave type, you will not be able to see this particular leave type. Next is the holiday section where you can add the holidays for your company. So the fields that we have under this category is the name of the holiday, the date you can choose. If it is recurring, we can say it's recurring. So we know that New Year, Independence Day, Republic Day are recurring for India. And if we take for other countries, they have their specific holidays. Let's say, for example, Thanksgiving, Christmas is common for all other countries, right? So those leaves can be predefined and kept. And if these leaves, we know that these holidays, we know that will be recurring and it comes on the same day. So in that case, we can choose repeat holiday for the year and it will be created year on year. And any description, if it's required, can be applied. And we can choose to which location this particular leave type is eligible, because there are certain leave types which there are certain holidays which is applicable only for certain locations. So through this, a holiday is created. Next is the working days. So here we define which are the working days. That is, whether Monday to Friday is working or Monday to Saturday is working, and for which location this is applicable. So your company might have multiple branches or multiple teams within a same location also. So within that, there could be departments who are working in different working days. So one team might work from Monday to Friday, another team might work from Tuesday to Saturday. So to define this, we have working days. So here I enter the name to identify the team, or for my identification, I will say to whom this working day is eligible and from when this will be effective from. And I can choose the days in which they'll be working. So here we could take an example of a bank. So banks, you could see they work from Monday to Saturday, but the second Saturday and the fourth Saturday is generally a holiday for them. So through this, I can easily define which are the working days for this particular group. And under this, I will choose which department, which location, and which users are eligible to this working day. So once this is done, a working day is created. So then next is the approval section. So under this approval section, we can define if there are any levels of approval required for the leave request. So there could be three levels of approval, two levels of approval, or only one person who's approving all the leave request. This approval request can also be defined based on the leave type. So I have an option where I can say for sick leave and casual leave, I can have one kind of approval, and for permissions I want to have a different set of approval. So here through this, for every leave type I can set an approver, and I can add up to three levels, so maximum of three levels. And I can choose if it's a specific person who has to approve, and if it's a reporting manager who has to approve. So through this, I'll be able to define the level of approval, and for each leave type who will be the approver. So the next that thing that we are going to see is form and fields. So here you can configure the form data that needs to be filled in by your employees to submit a particular leave request. So on giving edit, here we have a set of default fields which cannot be modified. But apart from these default fields, if any extra fields are required for your company based on your needs, you can simply add them by a drag and drop. So once it's drag and drop, you can edit and set the configurations. What is the name of the particular field, whether it's a mandatory field or a non-mandatory field, it can be defined. If it's not required, you can simply remove it from the form field option. So through this, we are there is an option to configure your own leave form for for your company. The last section that we have is the advanced section. So under this section, we have certain configurations. The first configuration is the date and time preferences for your company. So this date and time preference is applicable only to the leave module and not across the platform. So for the leave module, we deal with mostly the date and time fields here, because we want to know on which date they are taking a leave and which time they are going to apply for this. So here we can define the date format, because there are every organization follows a different time for date and time format. So here we have four predefined formats, and we can choose which format is required for your company. And time format is whether it's a 12 hours format or a 24 hours clock format here. Next is calendar year. So mostly companies, work with the calendar year from January to December or April to March, which is the financial year. So here we get to choose the financial year or the calendar year, or if at all in exceptional cases, if there is additional months required, or they have a different working months, that also can be defined under custom month. Next is compensatory off. So in companies, there are cases where employees would work on holidays. They would work on weekends also. So in this case, what will happen is, if they are working on a holiday or a weekend, as a reward, we could say we will be giving them an extra day of leave that will be credited to their leave balance. So that is what we call as compensatory off, and that can be set up in this section. So here I will define how many days of leave will be credited for every holiday they work. That is for how many, if they're working for 2 holidays, I want them to be eligible to get 1 day of leave. So if they work on 3 weekends, then they can earn up to 1 day of holiday here. So here I will define for holiday and weekend separately. So if the users are working on that particular holiday or weekend, it will be defined. So this is where this holiday and working days comes into place. So we've defined already when is a holiday, when it is a working day, right? So the other days, if they're working on that specified days, then the balance gets credited. But if this feature is not required, we can turn it off. And compensatory off is also like leave balance getting credited, right? So here we can configure how much leave can be earned, or what's the maximum compensatory off that they can earn. Because if a user is working for every holiday available, then they're going to their leave credit is going to be getting added on. So we can have a stop to that, saying maximum this much, this is the leave amount that you can get through compensatory off. Similarly, we can define to whom this is eligible to. So which user, location, department this compensatory off is eligible to. Next is the leave balance. So there could be cases where the leave balance of an employee is exhausted completely. Now, still, if they want to apply for that particular leave, whether the organization is allowing you to apply. So, if in case of sick leaves, if it is exhausted, we should still be able to allow them to take for a sick leave. So, in this case, we will say yes, you can allow them to apply for a leave even if there is no balance or negative balance. So, what should happen if they apply in that case? Whether it should be considered as loss of pay or it should not be considered as loss of pay can be defined here. The next section that we have is leave cancellation. So, under leave cancellation, whether we are first allowing the users to cancel this particular leave type. If yes, then we can set a condition whether on the same day they can cancel the leave, or they should cancel the leave prior, like 2 days prior to that, or after the leave is completed, they want to cancel it. So, this can be configured here. And the last option that we have is auto logout. So there could be a case where the user has applied for a leave for June 7th, that is tomorrow, and their leave would be approved also. Now the user would have forgotten to log out their attendance today, that is the previous day. So in this case, what will happen is it will still say the user hasn't logged out, and the leave balance won't even be affected here. So here the attendance will be auto logged out, and the next day will be considered as leave for that particular employee. So once these configurations are set, uh, it can be saved, and your advanced settings are being saved here. So these are the features that we have with respect to the leave module. So we are now open to Q&A. Any questions? We can start addressing them. Do we have any questions or clarifications required from the session? We are open to feedbacks as well. So any feedbacks anyone has with respect to the feature that we showed a demo, kindly share your feedback as well. Any questions or feedbacks from anyone? So so if this particular module is required for anyone to be enabled for your ListLock account, please drop a yes in the chat box, and our team will get in contact with you to enable this for your company. Also, I would like to add that we've done integrations with the HRMS and payroll for attendance also. We can do for leave module if there are any existing HRMS platforms that you are using or any payrolls. Uh, so if you have any further queries, please reach out to sales@listlog.com for any queries, or if you want us to enable this, our team will get in touch with you to support you on the same. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for your time.